Good afternoon. This is Tony Cherniawski with the Practical Investor. Today is March the 26th, 2009, and the topic for the day is called An Outside Day. This video is meant for instruction and entertainment purposes only. This is not a solicitation to buy or sell any security. A purchase or sale of a security may result in a loss of principal. Please consult with an expert advisor who may explain the risks of any investment you may consider. You cannot invest directly in an index. Good afternoon, and I just thought I'd come back and do a little catching up on things that we had been talking about earlier and something of very recent import. One of the things that happened on Wednesday, the 25th, is that the stock market had an outside day. Briefly, what happened in summary is that the market opened, went to a new high, from that point declined to a lower low than the open, and then rallied back up again. And let's just look at this and discuss it briefly and just give a few comments. First of all, if you look at the Standard & Poor's Index, you can see very clearly what happened on Wednesday. We opened higher and stayed that way for most of the morning, and then all of a sudden we saw a decline into the afternoon. In fact, it declined until 3 o'clock. By the way, just a point of reference, 3 o'clock is often the times when the big investors come in. And so in this case, they certainly did, and where we saw a huge spike back up into positive territory by the end of the day. So you see the two red arrows, the bottom arrow showing the low at 3 o'clock at 291, or excuse me, at 791 rather, and then the high later on at the close at about 814. So what else are we looking at here? And that's the condition that I want to report to you today. What we're seeing here is not only a new high and a new low, but we went on to make some newer highs on Thursday. And the potential that we have here is what's called an expanding triangle. You can see it fairly clearly on the hourly chart. Let's just discuss the implications of it. The top of the expanding triangle is about 840 to 845. I have a model that tells us that the top of the trading channel is roughly about 850, so it could go just a little higher. And from there, the market goes back down again. You can see this in John Murphy's technical analysis of the financial markets, pages 150 to 152. And briefly, what we should see from here is a fairly rapid sell-off, possibly down to about 750 or so on the Standard & Poor's Index. So basically, although the deep decline that we saw on Wednesday was not a reversal day, it was simply called an outside day. By the way, if we saw the market go down and stay down, we would call that a key reversal day, where we made a new high and then closed at a new low. This did not happen, but what it's given us is a potential setup for an expanding triangle, and the expanding triangle suggests that we go much deeper with the decline down to roughly 750 on the Standard & Poor's. So what this outside day is signaling is this. First of all, the outside day was not a reversal day. The next thing, though, is that it's signaling that there's a high amount of emotion involved here, a lot of whipsaw, which a lot of people have noticed, and the potential for a reversal very, very soon. What it's showing here is somewhere between 840 and 850. We may see a top in the Standard & Poor's and a reversal back down to below the bottom trend line, in this case, of the expanding triangle. So given that information, I just want to urge a little bit of care with the market. We've gone 3 solid weeks here with rallies, hardly a day of decline in the whole bunch. And what we're seeing now is an extremely overbought condition that's due for at least a correction, if nothing else. So what I would like to leave you with today is be very careful. This market has the top coming up very, very soon. And if my analysis is correct, we should see roughly about a 100-point decline in the Standard & Poor's in the next week or so. So given that information, please take due care. This is not meant to have you buy or sell any kind of security. This is just meant to be an observation in the market. And if those that are interested, we have a special on our newsletter. As a matter of fact, the quarter is just about up. So what I would like to say is please inquire about the newsletter. We do a daily report on the market, and a lot of people have found this very helpful. You can see me and instructions on the newsletter on my website at www.thepracticalinvestor.com. You can also email me at tonyc@thepracticalinvestor.com, and I'll be glad to send you the information on how to subscribe. So given that, I hope you all have a great day, a wonderful reversal of fortunes, you might say, and by all means, do the right thing. Thank you very much.